Oh, I didn't have my microphone on. So hello everyone, and welcome to another monthly tournament, WARNO Wednesday cast. And June is around the corner, so here we go, guys. June tournament coming up. Sign up, exclamation mark sign up in Twitch. They'll get you the link, or down below on YouTube. And format changes. It will only be 4 rounds with a final at the end, so that we don't go too deep into July. And yeah, other than that, the WARNO match arena still is going on as well. As you can still contribute for free up here by just clicking this contribute button. Still 30 contributions that can be made without paying anything. Just claim code, add 25 cents to the prize pool. $77 already. Let's get to the $100 for the May one. And then, yeah, next month we will do the same again with Match Reno. Yeah, still 30 codes, guys. Let's go. Let's claim them. That's another $6 for free add to the prize pool. So, no, I did my math wrong there, I think. 7.5 bucks that can be added to the prize pool. With that said, let's go into the game. The first game of the day, which is, oh my god, I misclicked. Awoodenbox on the left versus Horus on the right. The matchup we got is 30 US armored for Awoodenbox, which I love to see. We see an Apache versus Horus's 5th Panzer Division, and I don't think we see 30 US armored enough, especially now that I played it a bit more lately. I think 30 US armored is really powerful with the Apaches. You can have also some nice Apache cheeses at the beginning of games that we have seen lately, like Apaches combined with the F-15 combined with the Wild Weasel can wreak havoc on the battlefield. And Apaches overall are pretty strong. You get TOW2s, you get Stingers, which are still amazing. You get Bradleys. The only thing you don't you lack is a cheaper tank, and infantry tab is not quite deep enough, but still, you usually kill enough infantry with your Apaches that you don't have to worry about that. On the other side, 5th Panzer obviously is standard, a staple, with Rolands, with Gepards, with Leopard 1A1s, 1A5s, and Leopard 2s, all being powerful. So, should be an interesting match. As Horus is going to the +2, as Horus started with an Iltis. On the other side, a Awoodenbox coming in with mech rifles and engineers. Some engineers going into the north as well. Bradley trying to use a TOW against a Unimog. Obviously not the most cost-efficient most efficient usage of a TOW, but if you kill it, it's still 15 points is killed off. And as you can see, Apaches, absolute beasts, demolished that infantry there in no time. And well, Jaegers sitting in the rear. Panzer Grenadiers with Martyrs and Milans coming in. Martyr and Milan, pretty powerful. The 20mm still not quite where they're supposed to be. IFVs a bit better now, but still could use some love, I would say. Not much. You don't want to make them completely like shredding infantry non-stop and make it so that infantry can't do stuff, but a bit stronger they can be, the 20mm ones. F4F comes around, and there's only one Stinger. And the F4F with its Vulcan and one AM Signrider actually gets the kill there. F-15 is on the hunt. Can the Eagle retaliate? Obviously, if the Eagle can retaliate, it's still a win in points, though not in card slots. Still a 25-point win this way. If you don't lose the Eagle, that is. Ooh, Roland gets a connection. Gepard fires a couple of shots, but the Eagle will get out. Okay. Eagle with its 50 ECM, obviously, can dodge Rolands quite well. Bradley's helping out over here. Leopard 1A1 trying to hit. I think what helps out with the no cheap tank issue is the TOW. Like, before the TOW2s came in, you really struggled against tank spams with this division. But since you got the TOW2 now, I don't think you struggle against cheap tanks too much anymore. So, like both, even the toe 1 there can help out if you're know the matchup. You might even want to change your toe 2 against the toe 1 if you know it's only leopards 1-8 ones you fight, or T55s. The toe 1 just does it nearly as well. But yeah, the not having a cheap tank is a bit annoying. M113 dealing with the Jaegers here though. Engineers moving forward. Yeah, not having two... Usually you want to have 2 stingers next to each Apache. 2 stingers having a pretty good chance of sniping anything out of the air. A single stinger doesn't do much. You never want to have stingers on their own. 2 stingers always have the potential of killing a plane. 1 stinger doesn't have that potential at all. So, single stinger usually doesn't do much for you. You don't want to have single stingers. Rather have 2 stingers at one point and then have one part not covered than having 2 stingers split up. This is a mistake. Like, 2 individual stingers don't really help you much. I mean, both miss now, as the enemy actually flies through both. Rage Horus is using both runs of the Metzwerkwaffe, getting another infantry kill down here. Meanwhile, engineers fighting Panzergrenadiers and Martyrs. The Martyrs have been killed off beforehand. Leopard sitting in the rear. Both sides have 1 point captured so far. Toe 2 sitting in a pretty good spot. A park coming in. Now quite a bit better since they don't wiggle as much anymore. So they don't need as much time to aim anymore. They also don't misfire constantly. I think I still saw them misfire once or twice, but I'm not sure. They might have just lost line of sight. But before, because the wiggling was counted as moving, and they just misfired because they're not allowed to move while shooting. That's now fixed. So for 75 points, you get a really powerful ATGM. Like, this is cheaper than many ground ATGMs. Oh, not many ground ATGMs, but yeah, ground ATGM vehicles. And it can fire over tree lines and stuff, so the pass can be quite powerful. Obviously, they come in a pretty fragile platform, but can be useful. More stingers coming in. And yes, you want to have stingers in groups of 2s or even groups of 3s. With groups of 3s, chances that you get the kill are pretty high. F4F gets the kill here. Leopard 1A5 down the road. M728 CV rolling forward, but against the Leopard, you don't want to have that engagement. Like, they deal damage to the Leopard, but the Leopard also deals good damage back. And the Leopard usually will kill you, because you only deal like 1 or 2 damage max per shot. It's the Leopard half-lives, or even does more damage than that to you. Rage Horus gets another CV in the center. Up to a +3 now. More stingers down to the south. Engineers moving through the forest. Another engineer with dragon coming in. Another CV coming in as well. Leopard 1A5. That's the kill over here. M728 rolls forward. And LRS sitting in the rear. Jaegers rolling forward. Couple of Jaegers sitting in here as well. Mech rifles moving in. And well, Bradley in the south chilling out. M113 engaging over here onto the Pioneers. Getting killed off. More engineers retreating. Fire Team Dragon coming in. Whilst stingers move forward over here. Pa moving to the south. Ooh. Stingers get the kill. Bradley's rolling forward as well. Pioneers getting lit up by the engineers. F111 HE will get the bomb drop on top of this. Will get the kill on one Pioneer. Pioneer flamethrower moving forward. Alpha Jet coming around. Alpha Jet with rockets. Okay, that's interesting. Haven't seen many of those yet. Whilst up in the north, mech rifles trying to deal with the Leopard. Not capable of getting the kill there though. Bradley. Engaging over here. 2 Stingers. Getting kill on another plane. Stingers' accuracy currently is too high. Like, they have the highest accuracy of any AA out there. Which is a, like, artifact left over, I would say, from back in the day. Like, because back in the day, all AA had range stacking. So they got more accuracy the closer the target got. But you didn't remove that. So with the range stacking, something like a Roland, which has more anti-aircraft range than a Stinger, with when the enemy airplane was at 2,200 meter range, got enough accuracy that it had more accuracy or same accuracy as a Stinger. But with the removal, that isn't the case anymore. They have at 2,200 meters now less accuracy than a Stinger, and airplanes have less protection because they remove the efficiency of ECM a bit. So, whilst everything else, like is pretty equal, like the effect of ECM compared to the effect of range stacking is pretty good. The change for Stingers, it was a pretty big buff, and so Stingers stay on top of the food chain as really, really effective AA. The accuracy might need to go down a bit. Well, something needs to happen again in their effectiveness against aircraft especially. Like, they're just really, really good. Fire Team Dragons moving forward. Apaches coming in. For 120 points, the Rocket Apaches are amazing. Can deal with all light armor. Can deal with infantry within no time. Obviously, you have to get a bit closer. Rockets have 2,100 meter range. So it's not like the Hellfire ones, which can stay at 2,800 meter and just snipe. But you pay less than half for these compared to the Hellfires. So the killing power of the Hellfire ones is pretty amazing. I enjoy the Hellfire Apaches a lot as well. But yeah, in my 3rd US armored deck, I have 3 of the Rocket ones, 2 of the Apache ones. Made a video about it on YouTube. You want to check that out, where I explain my deck. Meanwhile, Stinger staying forward. Toe 2 holding the line over here. Another Toe 2 holding the line over here. On the other side, Fliegerfausts. Fliegerfausts, nowhere near as good. Like, they have the same rate of fire, but they have half the accuracy of a Stinger, and they have 1 less damage, so they need 1 more hit, but having half the accuracy. So where you need 3 with Stingers to get a kill, you need like 6 to 7 to get a kill with the Fliegerfausts. Or maybe even 8 guys. And yeah, they cost half, but the availability per card is the same as with Stingers, so they are way, way less efficient when it comes to cards. And you also still have to pay the transports. So they are a bit more expensive up front as well. So I'm not a big fan of Fliegerfausts at all. Especially in a deck where you have Gepards and Rolands. Like in the 2nd Panzer Grenadier, you kind of have to bring them, but I don't think there is a necessity in the 5th Panzer Division to bring them. Meanwhile, Panzer Grenadier is rolling in and forward. And Awoodenbox is constantly, slowly pushing forward. And Rage Horus bleeds planes like there's no tomorrow. The Stingers plus the F-15, which is also the best fighter in the game. Most expensive fighter as well, but for sure also the best one. Really make Rage Horus's Air Force bleed hardcore. And the Rocket Apache will help out turning the tide of this fight here. Infantry of the Awoodenbox have all fallen, but the Apache has a field day here. Killing off 1 infantry unit after another. The Handflammenpatrone infantry getting annihilated. And that's what I meant. Like, yes, you lose 2 infantry units here, but with Apache you can kill at the same time 4 of the enemy, so that the less availability of infantry you get in your deck gets gets evened out by the Apaches. I've seen a lot of people complaining about how helicopters don't have the same availability as other stuffs, but I feel high-end helicopters only being 1 per card is a pretty good decision. Like, yes, they're powerful, but also killing them feels good as well. Like, it's not super easy to kill them, but it's possible, and if you kill them, each kill on them matters. And if you would get more per card, I don't know. Like, that's what cheap helicopters like the Cobras are for. Like, I kind of enjoy the balance in helicopters at the moment that we got in the game. Just from a gameplay perspective. I'm not sure if, like, yeah, obviously it's not realistic that they can survive 2 stinger hits, and that they need 3 stinger hits to get killed off, but I also like that from a, like, time to kill perspective. Helicopters getting absolutely shredded, I don't think is, like, by 1 AA within a split second is not enjoyable gameplay in my eyes either. Like, you need to have some time to react to most threats. To actually be able to have some gameplay and, like, action-reaction thing. Like, that's what makes any strategy game fun. That you have a chance to react from chess up to an RTS. Like, obviously RTS has the time period a bit bigger than chess, but still, you should be able to react, and if every AA just would one-shot Apaches, that wouldn't be fun. Also would make it harder to separate Apaches from other helicopters. F-15 gets the kill. Will get a lot of heat in return though, and the Rolands finally find the kill. First F-15 down, but Rage Horus has bleeded so many planes by now. Awoodenbox at a +2 now. As the CVs in the north have been killed. LRS behind the lines, pretty effective. Getting a couple of kills there. Whilst the Fuchs Milan will try to find the M1A1. Engineers moving forward. Jaeger trying to come in. More Leopards. Leopard 1's doing a solid job in general overall so far, but as I said, the TOW2s keep them at bay pretty efficiently. Could have. And yeah, they don't. You need good recon to find the TOW2s with their exceptional optics. Bradleys also have TOW2s on them, so they also one-hit the Leopards. One more Leopard bites the dust. Bradley's pretty important tool in this deck as well. I use them over the Kiovas as well. Kiovas now are a bit cheaper again, so they can be used efficiently, but you already have the Apaches, which hail fire, and unlike Apache, a Kiowa can't tank any kind of AA for more than a split second. Kiowa, a really fragile helicopter. It has exceptional optics, which helps you out as well, but only gets you so far if you are shot down by a single Stinger, or a single plane missile for that matter. Apache with Hellfire coming in the north. And would like a bit more AA here to help it out. But I mean, most of the planes, as I said, have been shut down. Roland and Gepard not moving north to deal with it. You really always, as West Germans, want to have Gepards against 3rd US around the map, so that you can bully back the Apaches. You can't just leave Apaches stay around like this. Ooh. Oh, F-111 gets a good bombing run and gets out. That's the more important thing here. That it actually somehow survives this. Gets hit by one Roland 2 missile. Only dealing 5 damage though, and the Gepard was not quite able to add up the other 5 damage that would have been needed to get the kill. Oh, Fuchs running by LRS. Pioneer with Handflammenpatrone at least survive the encounter, so get the kill on the LRS afterwards. But the Fuchs goes down. And Awoodenbox still on a +2. Still on the move forward. Engineers with Dragon coming in as well. What's down here in the south? Fire Dreams, Engineers Flashes and Dragons moving forward. Tornado with Mehrzweckwaffe coming around again. Not finding the drop, not finding the kill. And the second Eagle is around. And the Eagle claps it easily. F-15 will get out again. Milan here not doing too much. Jaeger Aufklärer under fire by Bradley and M113, but Bradley gets killed off by the Jaeger's Aufklärer's Panzerfausts. Fire teams and engineers moving forward. More Panzer Grenadiers being called in. Awoodenbox now more than 300 points ahead. Whilst the game slows down a bit. Apache chilling around here. Apache in the south. Good user reload. Well, good. Will now meet an Alpha Jet maybe? I'm not sure what the Alpha Jet is aiming for. Ooh, Alpha Jet already eats the Stinger. And turns to the north. Ooh, not the way you want to turn. Misplay there by Rage Horus. And another bird hits the ground. Alpha Jet down. Big explosion in the center. Meanwhile, Apache over here tries to find some kill onto the Jaeger Aufklärer. Will do some damage. Lost line of sight though. Still has 20 Hydra missiles or rockets left that could fire into the Jaeger Aufklärers, which would be able to kill them off quite easily. More M1A1s coming in from the rear. Also up in the north. Mech rifles move in, allowing this to come in here as well. Making it a +4 in a second. More 13, engaging onto the Jaeger over here as well. Engineered Dragon coming up. Jaegers over here getting hit. More Jaeger damage. Getting killed off over here. Zone under control. Under fire as well. Goes down to the 50 cal. Not finding the kill beforehand. The Leopard is around. And there's only mech rifles to deal with them. But the dragons can do the job. One mech rifle already down. Killed one Leopard. Gepard is around though. And the Gepard deals with the mech rifle here. Mech rifle under heavy fire. Can they get a dragon connection on the Gepard before the Gepard finishes them off or stuns them? Doesn't seem to be that way. M728 rolling forward. Not finding a kill yet. Another Leopard goes down as well though. And more engineers coming in. Gepard here. Not finding a connection just yet. Mech rifles get routed. M728 doesn't seem to be able to shoot at the Gepard, which is odd. That's weird. Why is it not able to shoot at the Gepard? Can shoot at normal tanks. Why is it not able to shoot at the Gepard? Or why is it not shooting at it? Like, maybe it's able to, but it's not doing it for sure. Mech rifles over here getting stunned by the Gepard again. So Gepard should be able to find the kill there before they get unstunned. Yes. 1,130 points. Meanwhile in the south, more reinforcements have arrived. Another Alpha Jet coming in. F-15 though. On the way to stop that. I'm dealing too much damage. And the F-15 gets the kill. A couple of rockets came out. Leopard 2A3 got the kill here. On the M728. Engineers trying to hold the line. But Jaegers plus Leopards pushing them out. CV still holding the flag for now. Keeping the +2 up. The mech rifles over here try to get behind lines. But Gepard's doing a good job there, killing off units. M577 here in the rear on the other side. Couple of M113A3s sit around here as well. Fire Team Dragons moving in. Apache moves forward a bit. And Grenadier versus Apaches. Martyrs as well. But Roland is around. The Roland is the scary thing. Roland misses both shots. Another Roland coming around though. Apache needs to be more careful now. Can't just run in there. OH-58 Scout also obviously has to be careful. Can't survive a single hit of Roland, as it is already down to 2 hit points. Unarmored 5 hit point helicopter. Not something to use as a direct frontline unit for sure, even though it has a minigun. That minigun also doesn't do much. It's cute and all, but it sadly doesn't do much. Engineers with flash versus Jaegers. They still have a couple of flashes, but they have to stop moving for shooting them. Flash is only be able to be used from a static position. So them just running into the building makes them lose here. Meanwhile F4F coming in for the scout, but Stingers in the forest just annihilated. Another one bites the dust. Goes down in flames. The Apache moves to the north. M1A1, HA in the north, the first big boy I think we see this game. But the CV runs into the mountains. Tries to disengage. Not getting engaged by any of the chasing infantry. So it's a tie at the moment. Nobody scoring any points. 15 minutes remaining. So we'll see what happens. M577 CPC sitting around. That's a lot of Leopard 1A1s coming in. Here, chilling out down here. Couple of Fireteam Dragons in the forest. A lot of blinking icons. And 1A1HA sitting out in the open here. Lovely looking tank. Leopard 2A3 up in the north. Gets supported by a lot of Leopard 1s now. So that's quite interesting. It's actually really interesting. Let's see what they are able to do. As the Leopards roll in. CV here tries to sneak in again. Mag rifles. Still the Unimog. Die right after. The Unimog can be stolen back. Oh no! Horus kills it off. Before that can happen. Meanwhile, Unimogs roll in over here. Jaegers coming in as well. Engineers moving forward. Fireteam Dragon moving in over here. Jaeger getting annihilated. Bradley rolling forward. Jaeger's in trouble. M728 moving in there as well. Leopard gets killed off. What's down on the south? Roland's come in. Stinger's still in the forest. Apache chilling out here as well. More Leopard 2A3s rolling in. Well, it's over here. The Jaegers find the mud. Kill it. So no sneaking in there. Big push here though. And Rage Horus is the one that needs to be aggressive. And needs the Leopards for it, obviously. Leopard 2A3 in a fight was M728. Gets one killed. Apache with Toast is around. With Hellfire is around. We'll try to maybe get a kill on some of these. Though Gepard is on the front line, but only 24 shots remaining. The other one, a couple more. But Apache has to be careful. Yeah, Gepard opens fire already. Apache dropping down to 5 hit points. Gets stunned here. Drops further. Drops further. Goes down. HE bomber coming in, but dropping too far behind. Not finding the connection it wants either. So Hellfire Apache down to the Gepard. Apache over here still has its rockets. Mortars coming in. But Awoodenbox not finding the aggressive push that it needs for finishing off the game. So maybe it wants to fall back now. Not overextend. Just try to leverage the advantage over the 40-minute mark. Instead of running in more stuff in there. Because if you lose all the stuff up here, then this position becomes quite vulnerable afterwards. M1A1HA. Maybe better used defensively. There's another M1 comes around here. Snipes the supply truck. Tornadoes with clusters. A lot of planes in the arsenal of Rage Horus here in this game. As the tornado will come in for cluster run. Also will try to hit the scout. HA Abrams goes down to 5 hit points. HA has 4 top armor, so cluster bombers don't generally kill it anymore. Big advantage of the HA Abrams, that it doesn't die to a single cluster run as often as other tanks. Most other tanks have 2 or 3 top armor. Or I think the HA is the only one with, like, the M1A1 has only 3, for example. The Leopard 1s have 2, and the Leopard 2 has 3 as well. And I'm pretty sure the T80 also have 2 or 3 top armor, so none of them can survive a cluster as easily either. Another cluster came in though, and the HA Abrams is down. So, yes, it helped once, but it didn't help twice. So, HA Abrams down. Stingers didn't get the kill there on that high-flying plane. No F-15 in sight, as I think both went down by now. So, Awoodenbox needs to be a bit more careful now. Doesn't want to get pushed out of here. As Rage Horus is starting to get control back of this. A hell of a lot of mortars. More Stingers coming around. Shuppies. Shuppies have slightly better range against aircraft, so they can hit something flying high as well. So the problem is they have only 50% accuracy. Like, they're not super accurate, especially if the enemy has some sort of ECM, then it obviously drops even lower. So then you need like 6 missiles or so to actually kill something, so you need a solid Chaparral battery to achieve that. Of like 2 or 3 Chaparrals with supply trucks so that they don't run off missiles too fast. But for now, Awoodenbox is up 800 points. And that's more than enough to win the game here. We'll see if it continuously stays at this. Or if there will be any differences. F4F. AA. Coming around. Trying to hit the scout. Get it killed. But also, plane goes down. So another plane thrown away. Like, Rage Horus's mistakes in this game, I think, was to buy too many planes so far. On the ground fights, I don't think Rage Horus did too badly, but you don't need planes to beat 3rd US Armored as 5th Panzer. You just need more tanks and to stop the Apaches from bullying you. So Roland tanks and infantry, I think, should do the job. You don't need to rely on planes. And yeah, M577 CPC in the rear. And yeah, over here, another Bradley came in. Meanwhile, mortar fire coming in. Altazir might get hit. And here we go. Meanwhile, more mag rifles moving forward. Bradleys and mag rifles might hit these Jaegers. Mortars coming in around here, but mortars usually, like, they look impressive, but they do a bit of stress, though real damage is not that high, especially on the on these mortars. It's not that amazing. Jaegers find the kill on the Bradley. Mag rifles still around. Fireteam Dragons as well. Another Bradley tries to move north. Might get hit by the Leopards though. Has to be careful. M1A1. Ooh. Hits onto some Rolands here. Gets a couple of kills. This M1A1 is in a really good spot. I think it got a good couple of kills already. Toe 2's here also holding all game through. 810 coming around, okay. Interesting. The one with the ATGMs. The AGM 65 Maverick. Tornado with clustered, trying to hunt it down, but no, that's Stinger Forest. Yeah, Stinger Forest works against another plane. Really, that's the biggest mistake here of Rage Horus. The amount of planes thrown away. Gets there with the cluster on the M1A1, but loses another plane for it. And the cluster plane I don't think is that cheap, so it's not really cost efficient either. M1A1HA around here. Meanwhile, Fernspur somehow got a supply truck captured. M1A1HA hunting down some Martyrs and some Rolands here. And the sound position actually got overrun by a wooden box. I somehow missed that fight. But the Abrams for sure must have helped out. Milan's here in a bit of a bad spot. Not really seeing anything. Never fired any of their ATGMs and now get hit by the Fireteam Dragon. Whilst in the north, the Bradleys try to keep some infantry at bay with their Bradley fire. Mortars maybe could also help out here to just stun it down. But as you can see, currently Bradley damage not that high. Not dealing too much damage. Whilst the mortar fire is coming at position now. Bradley flying towards the Leopard 1A1. Gets the kill. Milan though will try to retaliate. And will retaliate. As 2 Leopard 2A3s moving forward. Only 5 minutes remaining though. So Rage Horus really needs a tick to get somewhat close to a tie here. But oh, the TOW 2 in the suicide of it. Leopard 2 might end those ideas. Only 1 Leopard remaining here. Engaging mech rifles currently. Bradley just ever so slightly lost line of sight. Leopard now trying to disengage. Oh, it moves back and forth directly in line of sight of the Bradley. So it doesn't break line of sight for the ATGM, and the Bradley gets another kill. Both Leopards down. This is not good for Rage Horus. At least gets the retaliation with the Milan now, but losing 2 Leopard 2A3s obviously is a big loss. Another TOW kill on another Leopard. Jaegers try to cross the open. Not as much infantry here left as you might want as a wooden box. Brings in 2 more Abrams. Not sure if Abrams is really what is needed now, but they will try to do their job. No CV on the way just yet here either, I don't think. No, and you need a CV right there right now to actually get the ticks. Even with +2 is only 80 points per minute. With only 4 minutes left, that would not be enough, as we need to get 600 points here for Rage Horus within the next 4 minutes. So Rage Horus needs to capture something. +4 would look a bit different. That's 60 points per minute, but by now it's really late, so I don't think that will be achieved. Killing the CV in the center is also highly unlikely. So I feel like a wooden box got enough of an advantage with the 1 push in the north. Got a bit stuck afterwards. Losing the Apaches a bit too easily. And having a couple of weird infantry engagements. Gebhardt's really shredding mech rifles there. Stopping that push. But in general, really I think the biggest issue of Rage Horus in this game was the air tap. Just throwing away too many planes too recklessly. Ending up in a bit of a disaster. Mortar fire coming in on top of these infantry units here now. But as you can see, mortar damage relatively lackluster. I mean, they got a kill there now, but you have to see that this is this is a lot of mortars firing. I would like to see mortars going a bit up in damage and then going a bit up in price as well. Like, make them 80 or 90 points. Oh, this cluster bombing run might be pretty cool. Where is it? Wait. Or it didn't do anything. Okay. Yeah, a couple of damage hits come in here. But most of the damage comes from other units. Another Apache finally joins in. 2 minutes till the end. And the infantry push here is completely stopped. Like, you shouldn't need 6 mortars to have it start on dealing a bit of damage to infantry. Mortars should get a bit more DPS, but also get a bit more pricey. And this goes for most artillery in the game. That they're currently... The AoE especially is a bit... Like, I guess the damage even on the mortars is fine, but all of them lack a bit of AoE. They're a bit too inconsistent and all. Leopard 2s here, not really helping M1A1 moving forward, but even if both the center and the north would be captured by now by Red Horus, it wouldn't be enough, so the Awoodenbox doesn't really have to worry. Even with a plus 11, it would be close. So, which would mean the whole map being captured by Red Horus. And that ain't gonna happen. M1A1 here in the fight. So, with only 1 minute 30 on the clock, this game is next to over. As Toe 2 nearly hits the leopard here. And you're sitting in the rear. And over here engaging the Panzer Grenadier. Mech Rifle. Doing the same to these Panzer Grenadiers up here. M1A1HA. I'll try to get the kill on the Jaegers. But the Pioneer moves forward. Might be able to get a satchel charge on top of it. Nope. And the Pioneers will get stunned down as well, but this game is over. Game number 1 will go to a Awoodenbox in an interesting show, and as I said, I'm happy we saw a 3rd US Armored again. It's a way better division than the play rate it got. Like, at the moment I would say it can be really, really powerful. Especially if you use the cheese with the Apache, but even if you don't use the Apache cheese, Apaches are just really powerful tools. They are way easier to micro than Heinz. Like, the movement of them is smoother, I would say. And the rocket one especially is really cheap on the 120 points and can do a lot of work. The 30mm also helping out a lot compared to the 50 cal that you have on most of the Soviet helicopters. And in the end, Awoodenbox has 2,000 more kills. You can see a lot of planes going down. Apparently in the north, doing a lot of good work with its toes. A lot of leopards going down to this. So yes, toes plus Apaches plus Eagles plus Stingers is really the way to victory here. This is the Apache in the south. Yeah, that's not how you want to go against Apaches. That's a 120 point unit that killed at least 350, more like 400, 450 points here. Yeah, it killed a lot of points there. The LRS behind enemy lines also obviously annoying, killing 2 Panzer Grenadier leaders, leading to the point difference being even bigger in the end. So, really good kills here by Awoodenbox. Good ground engagements, I would say, at some points as well by Rage Horus though, but the amount of planes that were thrown away was just pretty big. We don't see the Stingers most of the time only get 1. Yeah, they split them up a bit, but a lot of planes got just hammered in there, and most of them didn't end up being cost efficient at all. Like, F4F killing 1 mech rifle is not cost efficient. Similar things at other points. Quite a couple of them that didn't get any kills at all. F4F killing a scout, then dying, not cost efficient, and stuff like this. Whilst your infantry and your tanks can be really cost efficient, so maybe a bit more focus on that in the next game. With that said, this is game number 1. I will see you in game number 2 in 3 minutes. Yeah. So, completely different matchup now. Rage Horus versus Awoodenbox in game number 2. It's American versus Germany still, but Awoodenbox this time coming in with the Germans, bringing us the 2nd Panzer Grenadier, whilst Rage Horus brings us the 8th Infantry. Ooh, LRS already getting some kills. Jäger Aufklärers versus Fallschirmjäger Aufklärers up in the north. LRS trying to get another kill here. Jäger Aufklärers versus Jäger Aufklärers in the middle. One of Rage Horus should win though, as they are in cover, but maybe these can intervene. Rage Horus also trying to go pretty deep over here versus Fallschirmjägers. Bradley, maybe a bit too far forward here, as it will have to struggle against Panzerfausts. Panzerfausts get the kill. Ooh, these infantry go way too deep. No, no, no! What are you doing, Rage Horus? What are you doing? No! Oh my god! Nah! Why would you ever believe that you can go this deep? Oh, this is a complete disaster. Mehrzweckwaffe also coming in. Oh my god! Like, the first engagements in the north, the scouting engagements went well, but this was... Oh my god, was this bad. This is more than half of the points of Rage Horus completely gone there. Oh no. First game was a pretty good game on the ground with the fights, but I don't know how you come back from this. Like I have no clue how you come back from this. Alpha Jet coming in as well. Trying to hit over here now. But the infantry will move, so it will not achieve much. Gepard is around. Oh my god! And why do you not have an eye on this position if you want to go that deep? Oh, Rage, or this is... Like, yeah, you can't go that deep. You just can't. Oh, never. Like... Oof. Unless you have like... But even then, you're infantry... No. just horrible unload position. Ending up in complete disaster. Meanwhile, Awoodenbox going in for a bit of a sneaky sneak. With Fallschirmjägers coming in UHDs. UH-1D helicopters. Or the sneak push in the rear. But I don't know if this game is still salvageable here for Rage Horus. Ah. Oh boy, that was... There were so many points of infantry. Like, that was like 4 mech rifles or so. 2 pioneers. A Bradley. It's just... So much stuff that died in transports. Or died of doing any damage. And there's nothing left behind it. The Awoodenbox could go really deep here now. With the Pioneer flamethrowers. Obviously didn't realize that there's nothing behind, as it doesn't have the god view we do, but oh boy was this bad. Fallschirmjäger is also being really sneaky here with the Panzerfaust. Getting up around here. Meanwhile Fallschirmjäger is in the north versus Jägeraufklärers. Jägeraufklärers get the first shot. Fallschirmjäger is still on the road, so the Jägeraufklärer might win this. Yes, it seems like it. Fallschirmjägers go a bit further, faster down in cohesion, and cohesion drops means that you get less firepower. Plus, and they might be in cover now. Cover indicator still not being there is also really annoying. Cover indicator and an indicator for return fire is... Well, I guess we have the cover indicator. No, but the cover indicator is not that great. We have the cover indicator with the circles around, right. But I'm not a huge fan of it. Especially as when you click it, it's even harder to see. Like it disappears when you click a unit. Like these small little dots around mean that they are in deep cover. The big gaps mean that they are in open ground, and then these small, like the mid-sized brackets mean that they are in buildings. But yeah, don't know if that's the best way to... I really like the shields from Steel Division, but I mean there might be even better ways of indicating it. As in, Steel Division also was not perfect because both buildings and... But I mean, we only have 2 levels of cover here, so you could just make it like it yellow for like green for forest cover, and green for buildings. Because in Steel Vision issues we only have 2 indicators for 3 level of cover. So obviously, that the building is green cover and the forest is green cover, you see the separation because you know, okay, yeah, that unit is in the building, that unit is in the forest most of the time. Like, there's not too many buildings in forests. There's a couple, but not that many. But here the indicator, I'm not a huge fan. Pioneer flamethrower getting hit. M728 trying to push back here. Fallschirmjägers moving out for the hunt. And Rage Horus is in a lot of trouble. Cobra goes down. Not a lot of stuff left down here. M728 coming forward. Panzer Grenadier rolling in from the other side though. There's still a Jägeraufklärer in this forest. More wreck rifles try to rush in. Well, it's Fallschirmjägers here. We'll try to move forward. A lot of infantry moving in the north as well. Leopard hitting the mech rifles in here. This is just Rage Horus trying desperately to recover from a horrible situation. Mech rifles over here. Engaged by Panzer Grenadiers. They should be able to win that fight. Well, maybe not. That's 2 Panzer Grenadiers and they're in building against mech rifles in the forest. So M728 hitting Fox Milans here. As you can see, they deal damage, but slowly. Fallschirmjägers over here got found by the Cobras. So Cobra able to eliminate one. Good catch here with the Cobra. Cobra helping out a bit. Tornado trying to save the Fallschirmjägers. Will be able to do so. Fallschirmjägers still at 8 hit points. Chapral's coming in. Alpha Jet even eating a missile as well. Chapral not hitting on the Tornado. No AA around. Fallschirmjäger still around. Alpha Jet has issues. Gets hit by the Tornado. Samect. Tornado should be able to kill that. Oh, this Alpha Bird trying to bomb, but obviously the Fallschirmjäger moved. Tornado now on the hunt for both. Chapral though. Might be able to stop it. No. Doesn't get the kill. And Awoodenbox just needs to bring out CVs now. And then push forward. Or just... yeah, Fallschirmjäger is still moving around here. Mech rival leader coming in on the side of Rage Horus, but... I'm not sure if this is really secured. It's actually... looks better here now than it did a couple of minutes ago, but the Mehrzweckwaffe might change that. Ooh, another 2 mech rifles biting the dust. That's another 140 points going down there with that one run. Mech rifles over here also obviously getting pushed out. Striker coming in, Gapoids moving forward, a lot of forces moving in over here. Mech rifles might be able to get the Leopard 1A1 killed here. So I don't think that will be able to stun them down beforehand. Nope. Dragon finds the kill. And the mech rifles over here slowly getting wiped out. UHD, not sure why they're not sold. Meanwhile, Milan's trying to hit the M728. Little Leopard moving forward. Only 2 mech rifles now holding the south. Another TOW 2 and another M728 trying to come in. But somehow Rage Force will get up in points, though the center is completely dead. Like, the Awoodenbox just needs infantry now to move in here. And then move up with the strikers afterwards. More infantry coming in numbers. Fallschirmjägers still moving around, trying to find something. The Mud, trying to find a kill. Mech rifles will do their best to hunt it down. A couple of stingers coming up. Here you go, Flores. For the sneak. Ooh, TOW 2 gets unloaded. +2 for Rage Horus. Is Rage Horus able to slowly but surely grind the way back in here? Don't think the trades lately were that good. I think it was pretty even, maybe, but after the big loss at the beginning, you might need more than that to actually get it back into your favor. Fallschirmjägers moving around up here in the north. We'll try to hunt down the mech rifles. The leader, well, the mech rifles will try to hunt down the Fallschirmjägers. Letting up a bit now. You go artillery around here. Being used for spotting. More Jäger artillery coming in. More wreck rifles with loss as well. More CVs coming in now on the side of the Awoodenbox to capture the center and the south. The Sultans. Ooh, these might be able to find the TOW 2. Fallschirmjägers get spotted, but the mech rifles, the transport got sold already, so they now will need a long time to walk to the front line. The Aufklärer is disengaging a lot of forces down here. A couple of martyrs coming in. Mech rifles in here still alive. Not sure what the Panzer Grenadier's job is up there right now. More Panzer Grenadiers coming in. Like, the wooden box is a bit slow in abusing the advantage. Giving Rage Horus way more time to try to recover, try to get a combined arms in again, than he should have. So, Rage Horus is maybe getting slightly back. So the question is, how can he bring something into the center before the center is completely lost? That's at the moment the problem. And okay, no, Metzwerkwaffe this time not as effective. As the TOW 2 now went down, Mac Rifle's in trouble. And yeah, the Mac Rifles from over here not able to get up there. So the center will be under lockdown soon, most likely. Metzwerkwaffe here gets another good run. Yeah, I'm not I'm not sure if it's intended that they only drop half their payload. Actually makes them better, because one run already kills all infantry. So if they can be used twice, they are pretty effective. But I'm not sure if that's historically accurate, that they had like so much that they could use it on multiple targets. I don't think so. I think it was like a one button fire all system, but might be wrong. Like, it doesn't look like a system where it's like more than just like activate and shoot all out at once system. So we'll see. Leopard gets around over here. Mac Rifles though have ATGMs, get the kill on the Leopard. Wooden box on the +3 though, now with the center. Cluster bomber coming in from the other side. Gets a kill onto a helicopter. Milan's surviving though. The Mother Milans. Bradley gets a kill down here on a Gepard. Mac Rifles and Mac Rifle Laws moving forward. Mac Rifle Laws being pretty cost efficient units for 55 points. And there's actually not that much on the side of a wooden box. Like lately, the infantry combat down here, or the ground combat, was going pretty well for Rage Horus. The planes though, not so much, and obviously losing the north now, because all reinforcements of Rage Horus for the last 15 minutes basically went to the south, because the south had nothing in it. Whilst the wooden box was also able to afford stuff here, made it so that the center now is completely lost, and these trades obviously right now are just horrible. Like, a couple of units getting killed off in transports, Rage Horus still unloading too late, and one of the biggest issues of like newer or mid-caliber players in Eugen system games, learning the unload positions, because you can get so much better at trades by just not losing your stuff in transport. Losing your stuff in transport just makes your game so much harder. Rather be a bit more safe than sorry. Obviously, on a really high level, people then get a bit more like risky with it as well, but they do calculated risks. The risks that Rage Horus took in this game were not calculated. Like the loss of all these infantry units down here, not really calculated. Like, if you do something like this, at least have them constantly under control, and the first time one of them gets hit, you unload the rest, so that you only lose one instead of all 5 units. But not having an eye on this whilst you try to deep push at the beginning of the game is a mistake. Like, if you do an opener, remind you that you want to have an eye on this no matter what. Like, yeah, something else on the map might come up, but you need to focus on that push. Always keep that in mind. Now also not enough AA around, so the tornadoes can bully, and a wooden box is getting far ahead now, even pushing into the middle zone now. And this is not looking good for Rage Horus. Mac Rifle pushing forward as well. Tornado F3 lying in the rear. That's a couple of Leopard 185s roll in as well. Striker moving up north. Mac Rifle trying to find the connection. Not doing so just yet though. Missile goes astray. Ooh, no. Sorry. Can't find the connection on the Mother Milan either. Mech Rifles over here, trying to kill Vega Aufklärers. F4 FHE. Coming in for the Mech Rifles in the building. And do some damage. Somehow these Mech Rifles made it into the forest. Where they shouldn't have gotten to. Leopards trying to get the kill. Too little AA so the air superiority of a wooden box is quite sizable now. Like there's only one stinger. So the F4F should still retreat, but CV now entered the south, so it's a +5. Stinger gets the kill. Mech Rifles though get annihilated. And this game is over. Yeah, it's a 2-0 here for wooden box in this series. Plane goes down. I don't like, unless something, but there's no miracles here that can happen in this game. Like it's just not close enough for that. I mean, getting 2 infantry kills with an alpha jet, not bad. But there's just so much stuff here. Sultan even trying to come in for this late deep zone now. Contest that as well. Rifles over here get beaten. Tornado with Mehrzweckwaffe coming up to annihilate the Mech Rifles in the center. And they will get annihilated. Yeah, 1 out of 22 surviving. +5 is happening. Another HE bomber coming in over here. Another 2. Surprisingly little damage. Black Hawk with Rangers trying some shenanigans, but there's a... Well, there was a scout helicopter to scout for that. Somehow both tornadoes miss with their missiles though. OF coming around again. Doesn't see it anymore. Okay, Rangers trying to go deep here now. Trying to hunt down the CV. We have 16 with cluster. Coming for the Leopards. Not finding the kill though. And the Leopards will get the kill. Toe 2 also going too deep. Really biggest issue of Rachel, if you watch this, please work on your unload positioning. Like the amount of units going down here because they are put on the wrong spot in this series, and I'm pretty sure also in the previous series of Raid Horus that we casted, like in week 1 I think, is really the biggest issue. Like on the rest of the fights, as long as it was a somewhat even fight, the controls of Raid Horus weren't that bad. But obviously if you put yourself 600 points behind at the start of the game is a bit tougher, and trying to find good fights is also a lot tougher that way. So yeah, a lot of Panzer Grenadiers have arrived here now. +5 still going on. 104 AT hunting down the Cobra. Could also use their AT to kill the remaining planes. Well, there's no tank up here anymore actually. M1 is coming in. Ranger over here. Fallschirmjäger is around though to deal with that. Heimatschützen coming in. These guys could move in here as well. Units over here move forward. Sultan might want to move in here. Make it at +7. Black Hawk is down. Rangers have been found as well. More pioneers with Handflammenpatrone moving forward. One of the Leopards did bite the dust against the M1. Sultan coming in now for the +7 though. Infantry over here gets hit hard. M1 really trying to kill the Jägeraufklärer over here. But this is over. And the game that was over from the get-go. Like the amount of units lost here is just a bit sad, because game 1, I mean, yeah, Awoodenbox played a bit better in game 1 as well, but it was pretty close. And as I said, those two in the ground combat, not that far apart when the when the formations were similar. In game one, the big mistake of Rage Horus, in my eyes, was the usage of airplanes. Like, too many airplanes used and them just dying. And then not good enough AA cover in return to deal with the helicopters. And in game 2 here, it was just the start. Like, nothing else to say there. It just went wrong there. And now it's a +7 and a +7. Finishes the game quite quickly. Hello there, Lewandowski. 200 points remaining on the clock. And you have handful and Padrone sitting around as well. 150 points to go. This is it. Guys, this is it. Not much to moderate here. Oh god, that... Nah. I used the coffee of my roommate because I didn't have any grinded coffee ready. Ah, mistake. Bah. That doesn't taste good at all. Okay. 5,600 to 2,800. GGVP to Awoodenbox. Great choice. Just not having a good start there. And then everything else just followed. Like, yeah, having a couple of kills at the beginning, the first, but then this here happened. It was an absolute disaster, losing 1, 2, 3, 4 mech rifles, 2 Jäger Aufklärers, 2 TOW2s, and a supply truck. Like, that's more than 500 points actually. Like losing like 600 points there. Or not much. Favorite Linkin Park song? Ooh, there's too many. Like, depends. Breaking the Habit, Line in the Sand, and Hands Held High. Usually my top 3 go to. And Iridescent. Those like the, yeah. Those are some I usually call out. Especially Hands Held High lately. Like listen to that quite a bit after the war in Ukraine brought out.